Alright guys, we are going to be reacting to life in Belarus, the country of extremely beautiful women. Let's jump in.
The Republic of Belarus is considered one of the most elegant countries in Europe. As many of you know, Belarus is a former Soviet Union country. Geographically, it is located in the northern part of Europe, bordered by Poland to the west, Lithuania and Latvia to the north, and Ukraine and Russia to the east and south. In other words, Belarus lies between Russia and Europe. While Belarus's territorial integrity cannot be compared to that of Russia, it does have a larger land area than many other European countries.
Wow, gorgeous.
Measuring 207,600 square kilometers. With a population of around 9 million, the country maintains a reasonably comfortable population density. As a result, there is no excessive crowding, which contributes to a sense of order in the country. Belarus is a landlocked country, meaning it has no coastline. Its geography is characterized by flat terrains and extensive marshy areas. In fact, nearly 40% of the country's land is covered by forests and lakes. In summary, Belarus has a predominantly land-focused structure, situated between Russia and Europe. Looking at the recent history of Belarus, we see that the country was often a battleground in the conflicts between Russia and Poland until the 20th century. Throughout its past, Belarus experienced several divisions by empires from Russia, Poland, and Austria. By the time World War I began, Belarus was under German occupation. However, following Germany's defeat in the war, the country withdrew from Belarus. Taking advantage of both the German invasions and the internal issues within the Russian Empire, Poland managed to annex some of Belarus's western territories. Eventually, Belarus joined the Soviet Union with its remaining lands. In 1991, like many other former Soviet countries, Belarus declared its independence. Today, the Belarusian people exhibit a close connection to Russia in terms of language and heritage. For instance, over 80% of the population openly identifies as Orthodox Christian, while the number of Catholics is significantly lower. In countries considered the heart of Europe, the Catholic population is much larger compared to the Orthodox population. Additionally, the number of Belarusian and Russian speakers in Europe is quite small in comparison to that in Russia itself.
Yeah, the women are
Genetically,
gorgeous, man.
Belarusian citizens tend to have a more Slavic appearance. When we observe the streets of Belarus, we notice that many Belarusians are generally blonde, with colored eyes and tall. Belarusian women, in particular, are often described as exceptionally beautiful, and they take great care of themselves. This observation is not an exaggeration. Belarusian women are indeed stunning and are known for
their style of dressing is very similar to the Russians.
Their warm-heartedness towards outsiders. It is said that many men from around the world travel to Belarus specifically to meet these beautiful women. The women here seem to embody some of the most desirable traits of humanity, showcasing a flawless and radiant appearance. If you're interested in visiting Belarus, you can take direct flights to the capital, Minsk, from numerous locations around the world throughout the year. One of the benefits is that, regardless of your nationality, you can enter Belarus for up to 30 days without needing a visa. Additionally, you can enter and exit the country multiple times in a year as long as your total stay does not exceed 90 days. However, if you stay in Belarus for more than 5 days, you must register your address. Furthermore, if you are not from a Schengen country, Belarusian law requires you to obtain health insurance when entering the country. This is important because the government does not cover health expenses if you encounter medical issues during your stay.
There we go. I think that's fair.
The cost of health insurance is...
I think that's fair because you're basically you're just a guest in their country, so I think that's fair.
Approximately 31 euros for 1 month, or around 170 euros for 1 year. Additionally, if you are planning to visit Belarus, not just for travel and cultural experiences, but also to work or settle down, you'll need to put in a bit more effort. Start by applying at the relevant embassies and consulates and be prepared to wait patiently while your application is processed. To stay long-term, you will need to obtain a residence permit, which can be acquired through two main avenues. First, you can officially marry a Belarusian citizen. Once married, you will have the ability to rent a house and work in Belarus. The second option is to receive an invitation from a registered business in Belarus that pays taxes. Securing a job here will make obtaining a residence permit much quicker.
But a lot of that money goes to the government, right, when they tax you?
Easier. On another note, Belarus is a safe country regarding security. Despite a penchant for alcohol and entertainment, it is a place where people generally exhibit self-control. Belarus is arguably one of the most enjoyable countries in Europe for having fun. The streets come alive in the evenings, enhanced by the vibrant presence of the locals. If you want to make friends with Belarusians, knowing either Belarusian or Russian will definitely help. Belarusians tend to form friendships more easily.
So Belarusian and Russian, is that the same language? They speak like kind of Russian language?
With those who speak their language, as it fosters trust. While English is commonly spoken in the capital, Minsk, you may not find many people fluent in English when navigating the streets. Despite the active nightlife and high levels of alcohol consumption, crime rates in Belarus remain low and manageable. The people are generally warm and tolerant towards foreigners, making it easy to connect with locals if you take care of yourself. For seasoned drinkers, Belarus feels welcoming, as the population has a strong constitution when it comes to alcohol, similar to the Irish. Vodka and beer are consumed casually, almost as if they were water. One of the country's main sources of income, aside from its industrial enterprises from the Soviet era, is undoubtedly tourism. As a result, Belarus has a dynamic tourist profile. Visitors come not only to meet new people, but also to explore the country's unique architecture. Belarus is home to many protected works from the Soviet Union, and while it may have adopted a more European appearance today, the nation deeply respects its past. If you're not a fan of cold weather, it's important to know that most of the time in Belarus, you'll have to contend with chilly temperatures.
Wow, they dress so nice. That's crazy, man. They dress so nice.
In January, for example, average temperatures can drop below -20 degrees Celsius, making the winters particularly harsh.
Very harsh, yeah.
As a result, many people prefer to visit Belarus in the spring or in September, when the weather is more pleasant. Now, let's take a closer look at life in Belarus, starting with the economy. The currency used in the country is the Belarusian ruble, and the current minimum wage is roughly equivalent to $170. While this minimum wage is relatively low compared to many places around the world, it's worth noting that most people's salaries exceed this amount. After accounting for taxes and deductions, the average salary for a working individual in Belarus is about $450 to $700.
That's not bad.
Average apartment prices in Belarus start at around $400 per month in the capital city, Minsk. In addition to rent, you can expect to pay about $50 monthly for electricity and water.
Dang,
Interestingly,
that's high.
these prices were significantly lower, about half, until last year. The ongoing situations in Russia and Ukraine have led to an influx of migrants into the country, which has caused prices to rise dramatically, reflecting a global trend. Many apartments in Belarus are in older buildings, typically at least 20 years old, and they are usually not newly furnished. Belarus is a beautiful country, known for its friendly people and stunning architecture, but it does have strict regulations that residents and visitors must follow. For animal lovers, it's important to be aware that there are limitations. Although Belarus is famed for its lakes and natural parks, dogs are not allowed to be walked in public parks. Additionally, cycling is prohibited in these areas, and public places such as parks have strict rules against consuming alcohol or smoking. One surprising
Wow.
fact about this beautiful country is that it has a strict legal framework that includes the death penalty, which is both valid and active. The existence of this law often draws criticism from European countries,
F
as
them, bro.
Belarus's policies
F them, bro. The European countries, they need to get their stuff together, man. Nah. F that, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are not going to do that.
tend to align closely with Russia, making it challenging for them to establish warm relations with European nations. Belarus is the only country in Europe where the death penalty is still legal and enforced. Additionally, when visiting public parks, it is important not to litter. Although this rule may seem simple, it can attract the attention of civilian police, and violators may face a fine. In some cases, foreigners could even be deported. In Belarus, environmental cleanliness is taken seriously, resulting in lush and pristine urban spaces. Belarus, as a relatively new state, still has significant progress to make in terms of development. However, there is an interesting aspect to note. The majority of the workforce in Belarus consists of women. Women are present in almost every field, and they play a crucial role in the country, not only with their beauty, but also through their hard work. In terms of industry, Belarus is the largest producer of dairy products in Europe. The population has access to a wide variety of natural dairy products, which has contributed to their overall health for over 80 years. In addition to dairy, Belarus ranks as the 7th largest producer of potatoes in the world.
Damn.
Potatoes are a staple in Belarusian cuisine, with an impressive array of over 300 dishes made from this versatile ingredient. The country's active role in the agricultural food sector reflects the fertility of its lands. As a result, in the event of a potential global food crisis, Belarus is unlikely to face hunger easily. When interacting with Belarusian people, it's best to be generous and avoid counting money, as they appreciate openness and generosity. In terms of the job market, women are prevalent in almost every sector. However, many Belarusian men migrate to other European countries or to Russia in search of better-paying jobs due to low incomes and a high cost of living in Belarus.
Damn.
They often send money back to their families, leading to a situation where you might notice more women than men when traveling in Belarus.
If you're single, you know what to do. Hey, I'm just putting it out there. If you want a beautiful woman, you're single, Belarusian is the place to go, man. If you have a nice game, you want to get a nice wife, these women probably know how to cook. They know how to just keep your house clean. She's going to pop you 3 to 4 kids. This is the place to go, man.
Demographic imbalance is significant, with approximately 4 million men and over 5 million women in the country. The migration of Belarusian men disrupts the population balance, which is why you may encounter more women, particularly in the capital city, Minsk. With a current population of around 9 million, maintaining their national identity will require Belarusians to have more children. If you are considering settling there, you may find that men initially come across as more formal and reserved, while women tend to be warmer and more helpful than their male counterparts.
Really?
The country's prosperity level is quite high, making it rare to see homeless individuals or beggars on the streets.
Wow.
If you do encounter a beggar, they are likely to be someone who arrived recently and is not a local resident. One of the most beautiful aspects of Belarus is the absence of overt racism. The people are genuinely friendly and take pride in their country and its visitors.
So they'll be racist.
In fact, many Belarusians marry foreigners and often relocate to their spouse's country afterward. In summary, Belarus is a stunning country with pristine nature and some of the warmest, friendliest people you can meet.
I mean, you don't tell, man. Belarusian women are very beautiful. So if you're single, man, I think this is the best place to go, man. It's the best place to just get a wife, man. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, Slavic women it's based on what I'm seeing. A lot of Slavic women are very good. I married one. I married one, so I tell you, they're very nice. Like they're very nurturing, very clean as well, which is very very important. Wow, very nice Belarus. Belarus is one of those countries that I'm very curious about. Very curious. So let me know what you guys think, guys. I will see you in the next one.